Hi guys, B. Barry here. I'm here to talk to you today about the YS Park. So if you're unfamiliar with the YS Park line, it is one of the top lines on the planet. Every single aspect of every single comb has been thought out to the 10th, the highest level that you can imagine. So let me just get into the items that you have. We will have sent you a booklet that will have all of the statistics and characteristics for them as well, if you want to follow along, or even if you don't remember, you can go back to that later. So the first one we've chosen is the 122. This is your standard highlight comb, also great for treatments. They have more in the line that will have finer teeth together. That would determine for whether it's for finer highlights and stuff like that. But this one has the broader teeth, so it's usable for everything, from highlights to treatments. It's also extra long on the metal pin. That's just for the length of the tin foil, so you can actually get more of it in there. So what's really special about the YS Park line is that he uses a very particular type of plastic called Imido. It's antibacterial, antifungal, heat resistant, and chemical resistant. So you can actually close the flat iron right on it and they don't even waver. They don't even warp whatsoever. All of his lines, most of them that will be used for cutting or styling, will have a parting notch. They all have holes through them, not only to make it lighter, but each one of these holes is 1 centimeter apart, so you can use it for measurements. Really, really handy. Very sturdy construction. Top of the line. Some of them too have a nice texture on them, which makes it easier to grab when you've got oils in your hands. But something that you know, it's hard to explain to people. Once they get it in their hands, they'll feel it for themselves. So that again, 122. Next up we have the 150, and this is, can you pass me the, this is the best teasing brush that you will ever use. I like to demonstrate it just because it's so amazing. And again, you put this into someone's hands, you don't really need to do much selling. Very, very fabulous. So like the other combs in the line, it's also made out of that Imido plastic, so heat, chemical resistant, antibacterial, antifungal. They also still have the centimeter measurements on it as well. This comb in particular has 2 different types of plastic, a weaker on the outside and a stronger on the inside. Now, a really neat thing about the YS Park line is that he's very particular about the teeth. So on all of most of the cutting combs, unless it's really for just detangling, the teeth will get closer by 1/100th of a millimeter, because when we're taking sections with our hair, I can apply my thumb close to the base of the comb, but I can't get it near the end. So having the teeth get closer together allows you to keep that tension on the hair. Where the teeth come important in the teasing comb, really amazing. So he's got the round teeth on the front. These are not meant to do much other than just to separate the hair. It's the teeth in the middle that are really important. So they alternate between 3 different heights, and then they also get closer together near the base, so you're getting a lot more friction onto the hair. But all of the teeth in the YS Park line have no seams, so we're not actually scraping the cuticle of the hair, which is really, really important, because you can tease the hair really nicely, but you can also comb it out and not have to worry about scraping the hair or damaging the hair. That's really going to affect our colors, our treatments, everything is affected by scraping of the hair, removing that cuticle layer. So that's the 150. And if you can find a better teasing comb, let me know, because I would like to know about it. Next on we have the 254. This is the barber comb. So this is the most narrow. If you can see, I don't know how well you can see in the video, but the comb itself gets really, really narrow near the tip. The purpose for this is for hairlines. Really, really flexible. So you can get really close in behind mustaches. All that stuff, great for fades. Really the ultimate barber tool. So this is really one of the only in the line that we have here that don't have all of the centimeters, but you're not going to be measuring really, really small distances with those anyways. So, and again, heat resistant, chemical resistant, antibacterial, antifungal. I should also mention too that this is my personal set, that's why the colors might not match with what you guys have, but really, really great. Next we have the 332. So this is a detangling and cutting comb. I find one of the most useful combs in our tool kit, and basically we've got the teeth that get closer together so we can take our sections and get good tension on it. And then we have the other side with the round teeth. Now the round teeth are much like your fingers, you can put them through your hair. The intention is not to grab the hair. You want a loose grip on that hair. Now what's neat about this is that this can be used in techniques for taking your section, not getting a really firm grip on the hair and cutting it straight. It gives you a textured look rather than taking the section once, cutting it, doing the whole head, going back in again a second time, and then texturizing it. I'm saving myself an entire cut on the head by using one comb. So obviously meant for detangling as well, but can be used for so many extra little things. Really, really fabulous line. These ones too, if you'll see it in your hand, they get a little bit wider at the base, which gives you a lot more strength in there. And so again, the holes for weight as well as the measurements, parting notch. Really, really fabulous comb. So that was the 332. Next we have the 335. This is the most standard cutting comb in the line. Really, really fabulous tool. Again, we have the teeth that get closer together by 1/100th of a millimeter, as well as the 1 centimeter distances. So the teeth on this part of the comb are square. The reason for that is that gives us more angle. If by just changing the angle of the comb, we can get more tension on the hair. Have it straight, we have less. And that's simply because they're square, so you have two angles that are hitting on that shaft of the hair. Whereas the other side has the round teeth. So better for detangling, better for loose, rough cuts, kind of thing. But really the most standard, this will be used by any hairstylist from long to short hair. Really only someone who's doing just barber hair might not, this might be a little too big for them, but we've got them covered too. There's that one. And I encourage people to really to get a feel of this when you've got it, because it has a really nice grip that's hard to convey through words. Next we have the 336. So this is essentially identical to the last one, it's just shorter. So this would be for shorter haircuts, for more for barbering, that kind of thing, or even just comfort level. Some people have small hands. So really, other than that, identical in features. The teeth will, again, closer together by 1/100th of a millimeter. Square, round teeth, texture, and the centimeters on there, as well as the parting notch. Next we have the 339. So this would be the smaller version of this. Now they look almost identical, but in actuality this one is more narrow. So for shorter haircuts, again for hand size, really it's a comfort level sort of thing. This one also as well is a little bit more narrow here, so it's just a little bit easier to fit in the hand, whereas these ones that have a lip that comes out gives you a much better grip. So it's really a personal choice what they're looking for, but sharing the same features. So again, the teeth, 1/100th of a millimeter, the centimeters, the texture, and the square and round teeth, parting notch. Next we have the Big Heart. This is one of my personal faves. Now obviously people are going to see this, it's a treatment detangling comb, use it for what you will. But again, I like to remind people that if you want to do a textured cut really quickly, having that loose grip on the hair, cutting it straight gives you that textured look. So using this, you can apply different techniques to hair. Really, really fabulous tool. And again, round teeth, so we're getting no friction on there. We're not getting any stripping of the hair or of the cuticle. Parting notch, centimeters like the other ones, and considerably thicker here obviously for the detangling. We want to be able to put our arm behind it. Really, really fabulous tool. And then lastly, we have the 645. So this is the tint brush. Now the tint brush in particular is really, really interesting. It looks kind of odd. People will look at it and think, hey, what's the big deal with this? But what's really neat about it is that it's designed so that you can set it on the counter, I don't know if you can see that, and it won't touch counter, so you're not going to get color all over your counter. So try using something flatter. Next thing to notice is that the bristles are kinky. That will actually hold a lot more of the pigment in there, so you're not constantly retaking. So again, time saving. You have this textured look to it, just obviously for grip and whatnot. But the coolest thing about this is something we don't really realize. Typically when we're doing a hair color, we'll pretend that this is my brush. I'm going to take my section of the hair, I'm going to get my color, I'm going to paint it on, I'm going to go take the next section, and so forth, paint, paint, paint. That's actually separating and painting. That's a big strain on our wrists. I personally have tendonitis because of this. So something we can really fix by just using this. It has that bend in it which allows you to hold the two together. So now I can separate my hair, paint, separate, paint. A lot easier on my wrist. I'm not having to go back to forth. I'm just doing the same motions. So really, really nice trick that helps you save your wrists and everything else. And again, like everything else in the line, will be that same imidoplastic, so heat protection, chemical resistant, antibacterial and antifungal. Really, really fabulous line. I really suggest people take these things and actually try them, because once you use them, it really sinks into your head a lot more how amazing these features are. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.